Have you ever been looking for an outfit in your closet and there is all of these clothes but still nothing to wear? Or have you ever tried to pick a show or a movie on your streaming device or platforms, whatever I'm trying to say, and you can't pick something because there's so many options? I've realized how overstimulated we are on a day-to-day basis just from a couple of these examples. It can be really hard to make decisions because there's so many options. Are we being given too many options? You have your phone stimulation, you're overthinking everything. What direction do I want to go? It makes you feel behind and scattered and cluttered, and it's just not fun. I didn't realize how much noise from all of these options were shaping the person I was until I started removing things. Let me get into this. Stay with me. The more choices you have, the more likely you're going to second guess your choice. The more noise you consume, the less you hear yourself. Confidence is self-trust, and self-trust really does need silence to grow. It needs grounding, or else you're not going to hear it. So basically, I'm going to give you a little story. I was sitting with my fiance and we were trying to come up with a movie to watch. This was months ago. I remembered we sat there for a good hour just looking at shows, we had Hulu, Disney, Netflix, HBO, and there's just so many things to choose from. So just by looking at different categories and looking at trailers and trying to figure out what the vibe was, we wasted an hour and we didn't even choose anything. In fact, we saved things for later on to watch. That was when we both decided this is too much. He started getting into buying DVDs. So we have a couple of different TVs from the 90s just to keep it simple. So now we have our own little blockbuster film selections. And we realized by doing this, we were we don't really need these smart TVs right now. Not that we're huge TV watchers, but everything felt a lot more quiet. You don't realize how much stimulation comes from these things until you kind of get rid of it. So now it's a lot easier to choose things, but also our attention span is more with it. I feel like the energy is a lot more peaceful around us because we're not so overstimulated and overwhelmed. And not to mention, it helps save money. Those subscriptions add up so fast. And that was another thing we realized. We're spending all this money on all these subscriptions that we're not even utilizing correctly because we don't watch that much TV. We don't have the time. And when we do have the time, we're trying to pick what to watch. So moral of that story is sometimes less is more. Sometimes you kind of have to remove things so that way you can realize, okay, that was a lot. And we want to have that inner peace. My whole point in talking to you guys is to kind of help you realize we need that silence so that way our imagination can grow, our wants are louder, can actually pay attention to the things that are really trying to grab our attention. Trying to make things a little bit more simpler will help remove that friction, which brings me to a really big point. Simplicity can help remove comparison. So less scrolling. It's really easy to get caught up in that world of just constant overstimulation and comparing. You want to become more predictable to yourself, which means you follow through. Your environment is more stable, and your habits are more consistent. So reliability, self-trust, and confidence. Confidence is not loud, it's that quiet feeling that you know who you are. So you know that being stable in who you are, you're not going to overreact to certain things. You're going to be calm and grounded in who you are. So having less stimulation and less indecisive choice making will help you with that. So I'm going to ask you, what in your life is noise and not a necessity? Where are you overcomplicating things that can be simple? Confidence isn't necessarily about becoming more, it's needing less. And that was a huge thing that hit me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I just want to say thank you for watching. I I'm only giving you advice that I wish I had back in the day, or not even back in the day. This was recently that I discovered this, so I guess it was back in the day technically, but
it was just such a pivotal thing for me.
Thank you for watching. Let us know if you want a tour of our DVD collection. They should bring back Blockbusters and family videos and things. I miss picking out DVDs. Maybe I'm like exposing my age here, but good thing. It was like a fun thing that you did with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your family, and you went and picked out what you wanted, and that did feel that felt a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. But it was fun. Free your mind.